On the right side of the map, we have the white dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. Mr.Smokkk's opponent on the left side of the map is gonna be the blue Angmar player DJ Premier. This is the map Forts of Eisen, the patch 2.02 version 8.0.1 for the Lord of the Rings, the Battle for Middle-earth. The Rise of the Witch King, obviously. The longest video game name ever on the planet Earth. Alright guys, 2 mils into the Hall of the Kingsman here from the Angmar player DJ Premier. On the left side we have 2 mineshafts into the Hall of Warriors from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. I like this matchup a lot. And I also do like the fact that DJ Premier is back to the game. He was not playing actively during the last months. And now he will be also participating in the currently running Christmas tournament with a cash prize of $100. If you don't want to miss any of those games, make sure to check me out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BeyondStandards. The link is also gonna be in the description below. And yeah, back to the game. The dwarf faction here is trying to expand nicely, and you wanna try to sneak as many as you possibly can from those mineshafts close to your enemy's side of the map. Hall of Warriors against Hall of the Kingsman, we're gonna get some Gundabats warriors from DJ Premier. It looks like Mr.Smokkkk is gonna go for a creep. We have some pikes now here, which is nice. The builder from DJP is also lurking around the mid side. We're gonna get some more Thrall Masters. So for now, he's actually deciding to get those Gundabat warriors first. Mr.Smokkkk is creeping on the bottom right side. Archer range is already coming up for the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. Gundabats are lurking around this area. What DJP is currently doing is he's checking the area for mineshafts. You don't want to run into the troll. That's something you want to avoid from happening. And the thing with the Thrall Master units, you know, those Gundabats, Extrovers, Wolf Riders, or anything you can transfer those Thrall Masters into, is when you end up losing your Thrall Master in the back, this unit here, the white one in the back, you will be losing the entire battalion. On the bright side, as long as your Thrall is alive from the battalion, it is gonna work like a banner carrier upgrade for the units. So even if they are only level 1, they will be recovering over time. So far, Mr.Smokkkk was able to creep this on the bottom right side. This is probably gonna go down. You could also get those Guardians on the field. Mr.Smokkkk is preparing for an attack. Let me check his PowerPoint. He's starting with the Rallying Call, while DJ Premier is starting with the War Chant. We have some Dire Wolf packs on the field, purchasing the heavy spiked collars, and it looks like he will be targeting the Hall of the Kingsman. I mean, he has Guardians on the field and Pikes level 2. They are dealing incredible amount of damage. Warchan was used from DGP as well on those Extrovers, but he ends up losing his Hall of the Kingsman. This is a really great start into the game from Mr.Smokkkk. The statue is coming up offensively as well. The statue is a leadership. It can stack with the Rallying Call. It's gonna increase the damage and armor of the nervy allied units from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk by 33% each. On top of that, they will be leveling up 50% faster, and they also gonna become immune to fear and terror. Now he needs to rebuild his Hall of the Kingsman, obviously. I mean, right now we can tell that Mr.Smokkkk has the upper hand, even though currently DJP is also you know, pressuring his enemy and taking down those mineshafts. But at this stage of the game, I think this can be over within the next 2 minutes. All he needs to do is wait, recover. He's gonna make another mineshaft to bring those reinforcement units closer to the sides here of the enemy. And yeah, it's actually unbelievable how much pressure he's gonna deal now with this structures being on the field. Getting more units here from the Hall of Warriors and Archer range, but he's kept command point wise because DJ Premier was able to kill many mineshafts. Now he's gonna go for an attack. He might be able to take down this Hall of the Kingsman once again. They have some extroverts on the field. They are gonna deal decent amount of damage. He's even building a wall hub in front. Nice trample here with the Wolf Riders, I really like it. They are also not getting punished for that, because there are still some pikes. No, there are no pikes around actually. Extroverts and Guardians, they are getting trampled down and committing to the Hall of the Kingsmen from DJ Premier apparently is gonna be a mistake, and he will be losing everything what he had around this area. On top of that, he might be losing the statue as well. I mean, he can get some reinforcements on the field, and the Wolf Riders, they are not dealing incredible amount of damage to the statue, and it looks like Mr.Smokkkk will be able to defend this kind of outpost what he was building for himself. But, you know, this can actually trick us, because if we take a look into the command points and power points, we can tell DJ Premier has currently 450 command points available. He has collected 4.5 power points. The same amount of power points collected by Mr.Smokkkk, but he has only 410 command points available. So besides the fact that Mr.Smokkkk has all his army pretty much in front of the Angmar fortress, DJP is doing a better job in expanding. And yeah, Mr.Smokkkk has to take care of that. You don't want to give too much time to Angmar. Warchan was used defensively, Rallying Call was used offensively. A battle tower is coming up, you need to cancel that to get the resources back. The builder might be in trouble, he's gonna try to build a wall up immediately. All of the Kingsman is being the target, will be taken down once again. 5 power points collected now from the Angmar player, he might go for the Felwind. Heal and Rallying Call picked and used from the Dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. In the meantime, Wolf Riders are trampling down those Extroverts from Mr.Smokkkk. It looks like we're gonna see another structure from DJP getting destroyed. Troll and Wolf team. Dire Wolfpacks are joining the fields, but they are not gonna be able to do much. I mean, the Extroverts are putting in some nice work, but we can tell and see that the Extroverts from the Dwarf faction are just stronger. The Wolfpacks are getting taken down as well. So currently there is nothing, not a single structure from DJP in which he can recruit more units for the reinforcements. And once again, Mr.Smokkkk has definitely the upper hand. The statue is up on the field. What I would like to see around this area is a hearth. Hearth is like a well, and this is gonna help Mr.Smokkkk to recover his units. And what he's doing, he's fully committing now to the offense. But that might be a mistake, because, you know, it's not a mistake if you end up winning the game of that, right? But it's gonna be a mistake if you won't be able to finish and execute. Because DJP is focusing on the map control. Look, he was actually able to get an offensive Hall of the Kingsman on the field. Gonna go even for the second one, because he knows, okay, there is no point of me trying to rebuild the Hall of the Kingsman again and again at my fortress. Reason for that is I'm getting attacked pretty much all the time. So I want to be able to keep those structures safe. And what he's doing is he's using the fact that Mr.Smokkkk is fully and exclusively committing to the fortress, and will be trying to sneak some of those Hall of the Kingsmen now offensively. 2 of them actually, which is super nice. We have Waldo on the field as well. Waldo is gonna give leadership to those Extroverts, gonna increase their damage and armor by 33% each. It looks like Mr.Smokkkk is looking for those Hall of the Kingsmen structures, but there are none. Mineshaft was actually saved, close but not close enough. And now he will be pressuring this side of the map, which is really, really nice from DJ Premier. I like it. And with the Waldo leadership, with those highly ranked Extroverts, that is a level 3 one, he should be easily able to take down those units. On top of that, he has the pillage ability unlocked with level 3, so whenever those Extroverts or Waldo himself end up killing those enemy units, as we can see, +4, +4, +4, he will be also looting the enemy kills for resources. On top of that, we have a battle wagon now with the banner carrier, so it looks like he wanna commit now fully to the fortress. Fortress is kinda defenseless. DJ Premier was able to collect 10 power points, didn't pick anything just yet. Gonna go for the Felwinds now. He's using his units from this to all of the Kingsmen offensively. 450 command points collected. 585 for Mr.Smokkkk. He has a decent amount of units on the field, but he needs to take care of these as well. You don't want to give up those mineshafts for free. 4 power points collected after having Rallying Call and Heal. And currently, actually, we can tell that DJP is in a safe situation after taking down the statue. Yes, I mean, it's like kinda equal, because the banner carrier upgrade does give you almost the same experience and level and buff like the Waldo leadership. On top of that, also gives you fear resistance, obviously. That's one of the good parts, even though there is actually no fear you can actually get from the Angmar faction. Fort Works is on the field. We have already one battle wagon on the field, but that's it. Riding Call was just used from Mr.Smokkkk. He's gonna commit fully to the fortress, but he didn't upgrade the whole of the warriors to level 2, so we don't have any siege hammers. So the damage dealt to the fortress won't be that crazy. Borchan was used defensively. Felvin was used, disabling the enemy units. The fortress is now at something like 70%, but we can tell that Angmar player DJP has 7.5 power points collected. So in the worst case scenario, he can go for the Snowbind and use it. And that's the plan. He just picked the Snowbind ability and will be using that on the fortress while the Snowbind is active. And you know, it's gonna protect the fortress, and the enemy units won't be able to finish that. It's something like repair can be situationally even better. I mean, Snowbind can not only use on your own structures, this way you can deny your enemy from destroying that, but you can also use it on the enemy structures. Because it has two effects kinda, right? The one effect, as we can see, as long as Snowbind is active, the structure can't get destroyed. On top of that, as long as Snowbind is active, the selected structure cannot produce. Now it gets also upgraded, the fortress. 300 command points only for the Angmar player. 575 command points available for the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. He was able to defend himself around this area. But we're gonna get more and more units on the field. The problem is what DJP has now, right now, he's capped command point wise. So he needs to make sure to get more and more mills on the field first, before he will be able to get more units. He's creeping on the left side at the top. And Mr.Smokkkk was able to creep the troll at the top right. 9.5 power points collected from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. What he potentially could go for is, you know, using the fact and using the cooldown of the Snowbind. He knows that the fortress is almost down. What you can do now is just commit to that. That's a possibility, but you don't want to underestimate the damage output of those extrovers. I see even a level 5 battalion over there. They have also the leadership from LotR. And, you know, this is gonna deal incredible amount of damage. So you don't want to commit without making sure that you will be taking the fortress down. Taking the fortress down is gonna be totally worth it. Especially for the fact that Angmar play is far, far, far away from being anywhere close to 5,000 resources. Fortress has an incredible amount of meaning in Battle for Middle-earth 2 and in the Rise of the Witch King. So as long as your fortress is down, you won't be able to make use of your PowerPoint abilities. Battle Wagon is being the... Oh, nice undermine ability here from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. Very well done. Even though many units were actually able to survive. And he's gonna use the undermine immediately to get more units on the field. LotR might be in trouble. We have still some extroverts on the field. It looks like they wanna commit to the Battle Wagon. Battle Wagon indeed has been taken down. Now LotR is getting level 5 and unlocking the Summon Hillman ability. But even with the Summon Hillman, he won't be able to deal with those units. We have also King Brent on the field, who will be able to unlock the Slam Shot ability once he's level 2. In the meantime, small trades are happening. I like the way that DJP is using those Wolf Riders to harass and to take down those Mineshafts. It looks like Mr.Smokkkk has all his attention around the fortress of the Angmar player, DJ Premier. We have Morgomir joining the field, a hero we could not see that quite often. His pikemen, they will be just taken down. They should not be able to do much. Unlike LotR, Morgomir is not gonna spot the allied units, but he's gonna debuff the enemy units, which is, you know, really good. Can he take it down? That's the question. I mean, the fortress was obviously able to rebuild over time, but the units are still dealing incredible amount of damage. And Snowbind will be activated and used once again. That's really good. What we could just see there is Mr.Smokkkk was actually clumping all his units, and this way every single unit from the battalion was able to take down or attack the fortress. And if the Snowbind was not used, he would be also able to take it down. Right, we will have some invites here from the Angmar play DJ Premier being used defensively. He is still being kept command point wise, can't get more units on the field. With the Whites on the field, he should be easily able to take down those extrovers. Morgomir is just getting level 2. That's gonna unlock the Dread Visage, which is gonna be a passive debuff. But unlike the Cave Bats or the Creebine ability from the Isengard faction, it is not gonna nullify the enemy leadership. Even though currently the dwarf player hasn't leadership going on, but we could see before that he had this battle wagon with the statue. And if, for example, there is Isengard or goblins, they use the bats flying around, that's gonna debuff the enemy units. On top of that, it's also gonna nullify the enemy leadership. Committing to that while the whites are still alive is definitely a mistake. You will have now the Hillman special summon from Hwaldor with his level 5 ability. Morgomir is also lurking around, debuffing the enemy units. And, you know, by 25% in terms of damage and 20% in terms of armor, Felwind will be used, denying the enemy units to enter the mineshaft, which is really smart from DJ Premier. King Brent might be taken down. Yes, there we go. Heal was used from Mr.Smokkkk. But let me check. I mean, DJP is, by the way, here on host player. That means off host has always a couple of seconds delay. That means you pretty much have to use your heal like 2 seconds earlier than you think you have to use it. If that makes any sense to you guys. 425 command points available now for the Angmar player DJ Premier. Really intense game, back and forth. Nice attempts from Mr.Smokkkk, nice defense from DJ Premier, I like it. 750 command points available from Mr.Smokkkk. 5 power points collected after having Rallying Call, Heal and the Undermine ability. We have now Gloin on the field. Gloin, as we know, is one of the best, if not the best hero against the structures. I mean, he's pretty much made and designed exclusively to take down the structures. That doesn't mean that he's weak against units. He's pretty solid and tanky. But against structures, he is super effective. I mean, he has the Shatter Hammer, he has the Shake Foundation, he has, you know, the Slam. Those things, they're gonna deal not only to structures, obviously, incredible amount of damage, even though Shake Foundation can only be used on the structure, which, by the way, can one-shot many structures. I mean, beside the fortress and couple of level 3 structures, it can literally one-shot, like, for example, this mine here, level 1, or the battle tower or something like this. So quite strong hero. Hwaldor on the other side is level almost 7, getting stronger and stronger. The fact that Morgomir is also lurking around, and if, you know, we always have to take a look into the minimap as well while casting these replays, right? So we can tell that Mr.Smokkkk was actually able to get many mineshafts close to his enemy side of the map. He has also Gloin inside there, and what he can do and what DJP has to deny from happening is he needs to take down those mineshafts. Indeed, he's now gonna commit. We have also used Rallying Call. Gloin is level 2, has the Slam ability ready. Once he's level 4, he will be unlocking the Shake Foundation. But it looks like the level 3 Hall of the Kingsman, and that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he also purchased the Siege Hammers on those units, by the way. The Guardians of the Dwarf faction are a unique unit, you know? Because you are able to... Oh, nice snowbinds here. I mean, the fortress is above 50% HP, so he should not be able to take it down. We will have again the Hillman special summon from Hwaldor defensively. The Men of Dale are getting destroyed and taken down. It looks like you want to just commit to the fortress. Will he be able to take it down? Felwind. So many defensive abilities from Angmar, making the life and the game of Mr.Smokkkk a nightmare. As soon as he hits level 4, he will be really strong, and you need to be super careful against this dwarf. Still committing to the fortress. Morgomir is dealing incredible amount of damage to Gloin. Heal was just used. He has an Undermine here. He has many mineshafts. He can try to get inside. Will he be able to? Yes, he was able to. And, you know, for the cost of using the heal ability, he was able to get away with his only hero pretty much, because King Brent was killed previously. He's now level 3. We had some fights going on here around this area, but nothing too crazy. 10 power points collected now by Mr.Smokkkk after having those abilities. 825 command points available, but he has barely any units on the field. Instead of trying to look for a fight, he's always committing to the structures instead, which is not bad at all. But I mean, that's gonna in long terms give DJP the advantage of having stronger units on the field, as we have some of those Dark Rangers here. On the bright side, for the Dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk, is that Angmar player DJP can't get any more Dark Rangers. Reason being for that is that the level 3 Hall of the Kingsman got destroyed in the previous battle. In the meantime, he's committing to the sides of the Dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk. Okay, King Brand. My voice is a bit creepy today, by the way, guys. Guys, thank you so much. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video. We managed, like a couple of days ago, to hit YouTube partner, by the way. We have over 1000 subs now, over 5000 watch hours on this YouTube channel within the last 10 months. That is incredible. Thank you guys so much for that, for your support. I really appreciate it. And by the way, guys, if this is your first time here on my YouTube channel and you are looking for more content based on the Lord of the Rings, the Battle for Middle-earth games, please make sure to hit that follow button here, I mean the sub button, and definitely make sure to turn on the notifications as well and join the notification squad. Okay, we have now some zealots on the field from the level 3 Hall of Warriors, by the way, boys. That's pretty dope, I like it. So elite archers, elite dwarf guardians kind of thing. Super strong units. Hillman, elite pikemen here. For the tanky, tanky units for the front line. Especially when they are using the porcupine formation, that's gonna increase their ammo by 100%. It will be super hard to take down. On the other side, some highly ranked extroverts and 1 battalion of those Dark Rangers. Pretty sure he's trying to get, yeah, there we go. He's trying to get this Hall of the Kingsman to level 3 again, in order to get more Dark Rangers. He also didn't purchase the banner carry upgrade just yet. Troll involved in is also being level 2. And it looks like Mr.Smokkkk is, you know, being ready for the next fight. But he was, you know, kind of wasting too much time, and the Snowbind is gonna be ready, as well as the Fellwind and Warchant. The White's gonna be ready, and on top of that, the Blight ability is gonna be ready. Blight is also gonna be super strong, and you can also combine the Blight ability with the Fellwind. I think that's why he's using his units now defensively, knowing the fact that he can defend himself with nothing more than the Fellwinds into the Blight. And now he's kind of forcing Mr.Smokkkk back to his own side of the map. Hillman was special summoned from Waldo. And Whites can be also special summoned. Warchan was used on those units. Zealots are joining the battlefield. I'm being prepared for the fact that we're gonna see a Fellwind and a Blight combination. The units now from Mr.Smokkkk are coming out of the mineshaft for defensive purposes. Let's see if he will be able to defend himself. Rebuild is ready, can be used to give health to the fortress. We're gonna use for the Blights. Blight was used here. Rebuild was used. We have even a trebuchet or catapults here on top of the fortress. And the Whites are so many of them. Blight is, by the way, is kinda a poison damage. It deals damage over time. And whenever the units are dying while the Blight is active on the ground, they're gonna turn into Whites. Those fights end up fighting for you. So super strong ability. Fellwind will be used to on the Hobbit special summon from Mr.Smokkkk. We have, you know, still. Oh, Morgomy has been taken down. Will Waldo be able to finish it? The answer is yes. And the fortress from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk has been taken down. Even if the Waldo dies here, it's worth it. And he's quite fast. I mean, the dwarven heroes, they are not fast, obviously. It looks like that, you know, we might even also lose the King Brand here. There is still 1 White. It looks like the White is not as fast as King Brand. Frodo, Merry, Pippin, everyone. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's close. Close, but not close enough. Orc special summon now to take down those mineshafts. Deny your opponent the resource income he's looking for. Cloyne is level 4. That's the thing what I was mentioning before. As long as your fortress is down, you won't be able to make use of your PowerPoint abilities anymore. And that's a fact which is gonna hurt you. You can't be recovering from that. And yeah, he's trying to get more units on the field. He's trying to fight for the map control, trying to be remaining in the game. And after so many attempts taking down the fortress from the Angmar player DJ Premier and not being able to take it down once, with the first try of DJP being able to take down your own fortress is gonna hurt you a lot. Hobbits are gone. There is not much more left from the dwarf player Mr.Smokkkk, and the fact that those two Hall of the Kingsmen are remaining and there is even a level 3 mill on the field from DJ Premier, this is pretty impressive. And also kinda a bit lazy move from Mr.Smokkkk to not checking the area and asking yourself, okay, where are those units actually coming from? And he might be, he would be easily, what? He needs to make sure to turn into the units. There we go, Gundabats. King Brand is pretty low. He can't use heal, obviously. We're gonna see Slam being used from the Gloin. It looks like King Brand will be taken down. Gloin might be in trouble as well. There is no backup. There is not even a mineshaft close to the Dwarven hero. And he's quite slow as well, as we know. I mean, he's quite tanky. He's not. Oh, Shake Foundation was used on the War Creep. He was also able to take it down, but he will also be able to take down one Thresher, which is really nice. I mean, he knows that there is no way of him getting away, right? So he's trying to make the best of it, which is not bad. I like it. In the meantime, the last remaining units from Mr.Smokkkk might be taken down as well. The Men of Steel units are being the target. Waldo was able to survive, and Mr.Smokkkk knows and realizes, okay, there is no way of me winning this game, and he gives up. Yeah, I like this game a lot. Not a super long game, but the fact that I like the attempt. Mr.Smokkkk was trying to commit to the fortress all the time. Nice defense from DJP, nice comeback from DJP. And we might also see those players fighting against each other in this tournament, by the way, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great week. And as always, stay beyond standards. Peace, guys.